Bottom line, I think the biggest reason why I don't really want to live all in one big house, I just like who I am more now than who I was in Utah or any other time. The bedroom secrets have finally spilled, and they're nothing short of shocking. Christine Brown's new book landed on Barnes & Noble shelves ahead of schedule, sending Reddit into total chaos over revelations no one ever thought she'd reveal. We're talking bold bedroom requests, marathon massage sessions, and a watchful system that feels downright unsettling. Early readers are already dropping screenshots and notes, confirming what so many long believed but never had proof to say aloud. Kody's behavior behind closed doors wasn't merely selfish. It was premeditated, almost orderly, and the manner in which Robyn inserted herself, surveilling and enforcing those intimate rules. That's the twist rocking the entire sister-wives universe to its foundation. What makes it even harder is this. It's not whispers or speculation anymore. Christine broke it all down, word for word, with details so clear they cut deeper than anything the cameras ever recorded. An hour-long massage Kody insisted on before intimacy, but refusing to do the same because touching his wives didn't turn him on. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. The biggest shock in all this comes from Robyn's role in managing the bedroom aspect of things. Consider learning that your husband was sharing with another wife all the intimate information from your private moments together, and then she goes and feels bad for you about how things are going. That is just what Christine reports about how things operated in the Brown household. Readers who received advance copies reported feeling quite upset reading through some of it. One person on Reddit said the story of Christine's wedding night brought tears for someone they didn't even know. Another mentioned that the details about the massages cleared up a lot about the control they saw playing out on TV over the years. And the thing that's got everyone buzzing is this. These aren't random problems or single gripes. Christine studiously outlines a cyclical pattern of control of sex, manipulation of emotions, and slowly deteriorating individuals that any woman who has ever been pushed around in a relationship will recognize immediately. The time these facts surfaced couldn't be timelier. Everywhere on social media, women are connecting pieces of evidence that they've been stumped about for years. The methods of manipulating people, keeping the money, how Kody behaved as if he had a manual for maintaining control over minds. It all fits into place in a negative manner now. But the bigger shocker that's causing lawyers to buzz is how these bed tales fit into larger themes of mishandling of money and hurt feelings that Christine lays out completely now. Let's talk about that massage arrangement that has everyone in awe. In Christine's book, she writes, Kody had a routine he followed to the letter before getting intimate with his wives. It involved a 1-hour massage he requested every time prior to doing anything romantic. Not a brief minutes or a quick rub against the back, but an entire minutes where his wives needed to concentrate on making him feel well physically. But this is the part that gets every woman's blood boiling. When Christine desired the same thing in return, when she wanted that type of touch and care, Kody told her no flat out. His reasoning was that she didn't turn him on by touching her. Let's spend a moment considering that he wanted an hour of her work, but wouldn't offer a return of even an iota of that concern. Christine reports that she then stopped doing the massages altogether, and that's when the more intense games of mind began. Robyn began questioning Christine about why she had ceased doing this for Kody, explaining he was a wonderful husband and deserved this type of treatment. Consider how that plays with your head. You're already hurting because your husband is refusing to give you the same touch you're giving him. Then there's another wife chiming in, effectively defending him, asking why you're not catering to his physical desires. It's a great example of making someone feel bad for requiring straightforward, back-and-forth niceness. A few individuals who read it first claimed that this wasn't one talk. It was a normal thing where Robyn would monitor and comment on how the other wives treated Kody. A Reddit user said they felt terrible hearing how Robyn established herself as the expert on being a good wife. What makes it creepier is the history of their religion. In cult Mormon communities, wives are taught that their primary duty is pleasing their husband's desires. Christine was already conditioned to prioritize Kody's comfort over her own. The massage demand wasn't even selfish. It was distorting spiritual principles to resemble everyday marriage rules. And this is the red flag that every woman should see. When someone needs you to do things for them and refuses to return the favor, that's not caring. That's exploitation. When they use religion or customs to get you to feel guilty for needing normal human affection. That's expert manipulation of emotions. But this massage anecdote is just the beginning when it comes to Robyn playing enforcer in Kody's personal affairs. This is where the story takes a turn that'll infuriate any woman who's endured gossip in the workplace or family battles. Robyn wasn't just Kody's fourth wife. She was his first point of love and rule for monitoring relationships, observing and managing the private aspects of the other women's lives in ways that send chills down your spine. From what Christine reveals, Kody was sharing specific information regarding his intimate moments with each of his wives directly to Robyn. Not general concerns about relationships or emotions that couples discuss with other people, but specific information from their private moments. Subsequently, Robyn would approach the other wives with advice on how to perform better for their husband. Remember on the show when Robyn said she never spoke about what happened in anyone's bedroom? Christine's book reveals that was completely not the case. Robyn wasn't simply speaking of these intimate things. She was jumping in and altering them. When Christine stopped doing the hour-long massages, Robyn was the one who questioned her about it, essentially making her feel guilty for not doing what Kody desired. Place this in any typical situation if your husband shares all of the intimate information from your relationship with his woman friend and she comes to you to criticize your behavior as a wife. That is not only immoral, it's a fundamental breach of personal space and trust that would freeze out most marriages immediately. But in the Brown configuration, this was handled as business as usual and even considered Robyn as a good sister wife. She wasn't supporting anyone. She was establishing herself as the boss on wife responsibilities while gathering intel on everyone's relationships. Those who read it ahead reported feeling uncomfortable just reading through how Robyn would cry to Christine, pretending she wanted to get close and share, then revert back to Kody with retold versions of what was discussed, mind games in disguise of family bonding, and it did an excellent job keeping the other wives divided. What makes it more sneaky is the way Robyn became the expert on marriages, even though the newest among the group, with no information on the family matters, financial issues, or intense emotions the other women struggled through for years. She established herself as the judge of their wifely performance, and this is the cycle women everywhere should watch for. When someone acts worried to get private facts, then turns those facts to shift things their way, that's not being a friend. That's planned mental battle. But the watching setup that Robyn and Kody built went way past just checking on close relationships. What Christine is going to tell us about her wedding night will pull at your heart and explain so much we witnessed for years. Remember, Christine never had a kiss from a single person in her life before that day. Her first kiss was there at the ceremony, and she had no experience with any physical intimacy. She depended on Kody because he already had 2 wives and knew what he was doing. She had thought he'd be gentle, considerate, and understand that she was clueless about what came next. What she experienced was a rocky beginning to wedded life that left her crying with pain in her body and profound sorrow. Christine speaks of having dreamed of tender moments, gentle tenderness, and that kind of warm intimacy she always imagined. She envisioned gentle touches, actual sensations between them, and feeling beautiful and loved on what was to be a highlight night of her life. But instead there occurred what she describes as a complete miss on attending to her comfort or feelings. The most heartbreaking part in her account is that she spent the entire honeymoon too sore to initiate physical closeness once more. Think about it. A woman's introduction to married life was so difficult that it destroyed what ought to have been a romantic experience for a new couple. But that is what makes it worse from a mind perspective. Kody had done this 2 times already with Mary and Janelle. He achieved the grand bargain of a wedding night for emotions. He knew Christine had no experience whatsoever, but he obviously didn't consider making it good or even acceptable for her. People who read the book early indicated they felt really angry reading about Christine's narrative. One Reddit user indicated that it made apparent why Christine was always seeming to be looking for approval and okay signs from Kody throughout their marriage. When your first venture into closeness and matrimony is difficult rather than warm, it begins a pattern of laboring to attain the amiability you were owed in the beginning. What every woman can learn from Christine's evening is this. A lover who truly appreciates you will prioritize your comfort, particularly in exposed moments. Someone who is experienced has even greater responsibility to wait and be lenient with someone who is not. Christine's wedding night wasn't just a disappointment. It was an indication of the self-centered, insensitive manner that Kody would treat their entire close relationship, and it indicated beforehand how little he would consider any wife's emotions or body demands in their marriages. But this trend of disregarding feelings extended far beyond their close relationship into all aspects of Christine's life with him. What Christine says regarding Kody's method of sharing information will anger any woman who wants to maintain confidentiality. This was not joking with intimates. This was a consistent breach of intimate trust that turned personal moments into tools for deception. In Christine's book, Kody routinely reported complete details of his intimate connections with each wife straight to Robyn. Not general marriage problems or feeling issues that couples may discuss with friends, precise information from their alone times that remain in the room. But this is where it gets complicated. Robyn wasn't just hearing this stuff. She was using it to establish herself as the marriage expert and erode the confidence of the other wives in their marriages. When Kody complained to Robyn that Christine wasn't doing what he wanted, Robyn would approach Christine with suggestions on how to be a good wife. Think about how that resonates in your mind to realize your most vulnerable moments are being discussed and dissected by another woman. Christine reported that she felt her private life was monitored, having Robyn observe her behavior and tell her she wasn't doing enough. Early readers reported feeling intruded upon just for reading about it. One on Reddit reported it explained why all the wives looked guarded around closeness conversations on the show. They weren't just working on their own bond issues. They knew everything was being filtered back to Robyn for criticism. What makes this more devious is how Robyn utilized the information to create her number one position within the family hierarchy. She was able to play the role of wife, who fulfilled Kody's desires, while silently supplanting the others by suggesting that they were not good enough for him. This information setup also explains why Christine tended to be guarded or uncertain about her connection with Kody on television. Picture sorting normal marriage hurdles while knowing your husband shares your private fights with another wife who's working against you. The warnings here are huge for anyone in a bond. When your partner tells others close details from your alone times, that's a core break of trust. When they apply those conversations to make you feel not good enough or to justify how they treat you, that's hurt feelings disguised as sharing. But the hardest damage from Christine's shares is how this information passing attached to broader patterns of money and feeling abandonment that left her completely isolated. The bedroom manipulations were only one phase of a much larger pattern of leaving her behind. That Christine outlines in dismal detail. When she underwent knee surgery and required pain medication, Kody simply left her at home and refused to stay when she requested assistance. Look at this photo. You're home from surgery, you're in pain, you're confused on pill instructions, and you request your husband to remain. He reports that he does not take the pills and you have to cope on your own. Then he leaves, leaving you to deal with recovery and potential habit dangers while your teen girls and mother come to the rescue for the assistance he was obligated to provide. This was a recurring poor decision. Christine explains Kody was barely ever present at the first three wives' residences except to sleep and eat. He wasn't participating in family activities, helping out with children, or providing heart support in critical moments. He had effectively become a boarder who demanded service but did not provide teamwork. The most unfortunate scenario is regarding their daughter Truly's risky illness. Christine wasn't present when Truly got seriously ill. The older children called Kody to inform him their little sister was having an issue and he would not even go visit her because he was occupied with Robyn's children. Honestly, reflect on that. A father is told his little girl can be seriously ill and he remains at Robyn's place because he's busy there. Christine claims if Truly had passed away due to his neglect, she would have left immediately. She only remained because Truly made it. Early readers reported they felt genuine anger reading of Kody's decisions in that ordeal. One on Reddit opined, it demonstrated completely how he abandoned his responsibilities to his first families after Robyn entered the scene. But the financial abandonment was equally challenging. Christine corroborates that all finances went into one family fund, yet Kody and Robyn dictated how to spend it. Concurrently, Christine did various jobs, including night shifts when pregnant, to provide for her children. When she requested Kody to perform simple parent tasks such as tucking kids into bed while she performed those jobs, he told her no, she had to work it out or ask the sister wives. He had completely stopped parent responsibilities while continuing to manage family finances. The cycle in this case is simple and unfortunately familiar to many women. Tightening money with leaving emotions behind creates a trap where women continue giving but receive nothing. Now we reach the part that explains all the Brown family methods that didn't make sense on the show. From Christine's posts, Robyn's move to lock in Kody's attention and fill him up was clever and fundamental. Total compliance with whatever he desired, however he desired it, whenever he desired it. While Christine and the other wives juggled typical needs for give and take warmth and heart connections, Robyn played by a completely different set of rules. She did the hour massages for Kody without complaining. She humored his preferences, no questions. She never battled his desires or demanded her own things. In return, Kody provided her with a lot of time, attention, and family items. He lived in Robyn's home all the while. He prioritized the needs of her children over the safety of his other children. He opened her up to family funds while the other wives struggled to survive, taking on side hustles. But this is the portion that pains the other wives in the head. Robyn then had the courage to inform them they were not good wives enough while she benefited from complete giving. She could give out advice on serving Kody with ease since she received everything she desired in return. According to Christine, after Robyn came on board, Kody effectively stopped real time with his original kids. He'd come late to eat, sleep, and leave early to Robyn's. The first 3 families became suppliers of his essentials, while his primary life was elsewhere. Early readers commented that they felt guilty reading about how calculated this was. Robyn was not only a better match for Kody by accident, she was cleverly positioning herself as the wife who wouldn't cause problems or demand things. What makes this more complicated is the manner in which Robyn employed her top position to monitor the behavior of the other wives. She was able to call out Christine for missing massages because she understood that she was secure as Kody's first choice. She stood to lose nothing by causing the others to feel inadequate. The creepiest aspect of this arrangement is the way it encouraged the wives to turn on each other, rather than realizing they were all used by the same arrangement. As Christine battled Kody's no to simple affection, Robyn was instructing her that she was not trying hard enough to please him. This constructed a battle where the victory was small moments of attention from a man who couldn't possibly appreciate any of them. The Sister Wives cast is experiencing a major collective wake-up call, and it's catching on in every place where women discuss connections and family practices. From Redditors' posts to Facebook postings to text groups, women are connecting clues they've spent years on. One Redditor explained Christine's posts finally explained why she always seemed meticulous in family discussions on the show. Another said the bedroom clues made her feel bad on the inside, but provided clear opinions on deceptions she'd witnessed in her own life. The reaction isn't solely about sister wives anymore. Women are speaking for themselves about partners who wished for service without offering any in return, who shared intimate things in order to change things, who employed religion or group norms to support selfish behaviors. Christine's courage in speaking truths has begun an avalanche of noticing things. Polygamy and austere Mormon practices. Facebook groups are loaded with posts. Women who escaped like situations are supporting Christine's stories and sharing their own of consistent deception, masquerading as work of faith. What's particularly powerful is how many women recognize these patterns in standard marriages as well. The hour-long massage desire, the refusal to return warmth, utilizing others to monitor and bang behavior. These tactics aren't exclusive to multi-wife relationships. TikTok creators are hosting videos on how to spot mind tricks and bonds based on Christine's posts as indicators of warnings all women need to see. The massage story particularly has become a speedy means of discussing bonds in which one anticipates service but gives no collaboration. The timing is perfect. Women who've been years guilty for not being top wives are now viewing their lives in Christine's story. They're realizing that their anger at one-way bonds wasn't their fault. It was an appropriate response to ill treatment. Lawyers following the story are adding commentary on social media, commenting on how the cycles Christine narrates are actual hurting of feelings and money. They're helping people to see that tricks masquerading as faith responsibility are still tricks. But the most powerful feedback comes from women taking Christine's posts as a challenge to examine more closely their own relationships. They're asking harder questions about give and take, value, and whether they receive the teamwork they deserve. The Sister Wives clan has opened up larger conversations regarding women's worth in relationships and the difference between assisting someone you care about and getting used by someone who does not value your worth.